Welcome back guys, this is Ashwin. In this video we're going to solve the problem array manipulation. Starting with a one index array of zeros and a list of operations. For each operation, add a value to each of the array element between two given indices inclusive. Once all the operations have been performed, return the maximum value in your array. Let's see the example. The length of your array of zeros n equals 10. So we have to create a array with zeros that is equal to the length of 10. Your list of queries is as follows. So the queries will be A, B, K. A will be the starting index, B will be the ending index, K is the increment part. Add the values of K between the indices A and B inclusive. So the starting step is we have to create an array with zeros with a length of 10, that is n equals 10. After that, we need to perform the query operations. From 1 to 5, we need to add 3. So from 1 to 5, we are adding 3. From 4 to 8, we need to add 7. So from 4 to 8, we are adding 7. So already 3 is there. So if we add 7 means it will become 10. Like this, we need to perform all the operations. Finally, 6 to 9, we need to add 1. From 6th index to 9th index, we need to add 1. After performing all the query operations, we need to return the maximum element in the array. The largest value is 10 after all operations are performed. As you can see, the largest element is 10. The logic given in the question is quite straightforward. If we follow this approach means it will definitely exceed the time limit. If we perform all the addition operation for each of the indexes means it will take a long time and the number of queries is also very large. So in order to avoid this time limit problem, we will be updating the indices for the starting index and the ending index. After that, we need to compute the prefix sum of this array. If we perform this particular operations means we will minimize the number of updations. We will get the same result as this brute force operations. And we also avoid the time limit error. Let's check the constraints. Here n can go up to 10 to the power of 7, that is the length of the array. M, the number of queries, can go up to 2 into 10 to the power of 5. Here I already mentioned the number of queries is very large, so we need to go for some optimal solution. The starting index and the ending index will be between 1 to n, so it may go up to 10 to the power of 7. And the increment part, that is k, it can go up to 10 to the power of 9. So we don't need to worry about the variable part because Python can handle large integer variables. Let's check some examples. Here we have the length of the array is 5 and the number of queries is 3. Let's see the explanation. We have to initialize the array with zeros of length equals 5. Initially, all the array elements will be 0. For the first query operation, the starting index is 1, ending is 2. We need to add 100. So 100 and 100 is added. Similarly, all the operations have been performed. At the end, this is the result we have got. So the maximum element is 200. We need to return that particular answer. So let's solve the problem. While solving the problem, I will just display some intermediate outputs in order to explain the logic, how it works. This problem will be very useful in lots of placements and interviews. It will be asked in many times. Many of the students go for brute force approach only, but it will pass only half of the test case. So this approach will be very useful. So try to understand the logic step by step. Okay, let's solve the problem now. First, we have to initialize the array with zeros. Initialize the array with zeros. Array equals 0 multiplies n plus 2. Here I'm using n plus 2 because the array is one index array. So we don't need to consider the zeroth elements. That's why we are adding 1. And the other one is to avoid the index out of bound error. For our logic, we won't be updating in the ending index. We will be updating after the ending index. So the ending index is 5 means we'll be updating the element for the 6th index. That's why we are adding another element. So we will be initializing the array with zeros. After that, we need to perform the query operations. Perform the query operations for a comma b comma k in queries. So the queries will be 3 index based, similar to this. A is 1, B is 2, K is 100. Like that, we can process the array. First, we need to update the starting index. Array of A plus equals K. For the starting index, we are adding K. And for the ending index, array of B plus 1, that is after the ending index, we will negate K. Minus equals K. Let's print the array to see the intermediate outputs. So printing the outputs will be very useful in order to understand the logic of the program. So if you face any difficulties in understanding the logic, just print the intermediate output and trace how it works. Let's run it. Okay, avoid the errors. Now, for the first query, we are updating 1 and 2. So this is the index 1, we are adding 100. And for the ending index, 2 plus 3, we are negating 100. It will balance the array. So if we calculate the prefix sum for this array, 0 plus 100 is 100, 100 plus 0 is 100, 100 minus 100 is 0. If we calculate the prefix sum, the result will look like this. 100 will be there and the rest of the elements will be 0. Like this, we need to perform all the operations. After all the operations, this is the array we have got. We need to process this array. Let's do that now. Now we have to find the maximum element from the array. Find max element from the array. So max num equals temp equals 0. This variable store the maximum element. This is after computing the prefix sum. We will be checking whether it is greater than the max num. Let's do the operation now. For val in array, it will iterate each value in the array. Temp plus equals val max num equals max of max num comma temp. So it will store the maximum value to max num. We are just adding the values in the array we are updated. After adding each value, at some point we will get the maximum element similar to this. Finally, we need to return the result. Return max num. Okay, let's run the code. As you can see, this is the expected output, that is 200. If we just add the numbers from this array, 100 and 100 is 200. So 200 will be retaining in these indexes also. 200, 200, 200 will be there. And minus 100, let's check this example here. 100, if we add again 200, 200, 200, minus 100, so 100 will be there. This final result will be available at the end. Okay, let's just remove this print. Let's submit it. That's it, guys. We solved the problem. The overall runtime of this problem will be m plus n, that is the number of query operations, and we are iterating the entire array, that is n. So the total is big O of n plus m. We can reduce the time complexity further to big O of m log m. Instead of using the array and updating the values, we can use the dictionary. So in dictionary, we will avoid the uncomputed array indices. So it will definitely save some time. You can store the indices as a key and update the increment paths as values. After doing the operation, you need to sort the dictionary based on the key pairs and perform the same operation similar to this again. So it will definitely save some elements from the array. Instead of traversing all the array, we just need to traverse the updated indices. So that's another logic. If you want to try it, means you can try. If you like this video, hit the like button and don't forget to subscribe the channel for future videos. Stay tuned for the next video.